So. Oh.
Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
Also, Auto.
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories.
Jetzt kann ich endlich wieder trinken. Danke, danke.
What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
How so?
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope. Of course, that hope really existed to be consumed by despair.
How could taking away someone's memories give them hope?
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway!
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right? The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
What are you talking
Apropos
about?
Mozartköpfe, ne?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place.
Oh, das wäre ja schade gewesen.
That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because you took our memories. Is that what you're saying?
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that right?
Trikobi. Aber eigentlich Trikobli, oder?
Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to leave?
A most troubling thought, isn't it? But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow. So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint. Huh? Really?
Then hurry up and tell us.
Sorry, Lurker.
Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
You mean the world beyond the school walls?
So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You wanna see what's out there?
Ja, wir haben hier den Wolfi.
I wanna see too. See your faces sink into despair. Now then, open sesame! Behold, the world beyond the school walls!
Jetzt bin ich auch
This
fertig.
is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
Passiert? Punkt, Punkt, Punkt. Punkt, 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 Punkt. Noch mehr Punkt, Punkt, Punkt.
What the?
Dangerous. The world has grown so very dangerous. That's what this means.
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense!
What am I looking at?
This is a scene from a movie or something, right?
What you just saw,
Die müssen nicht auch
all
Punkt,
of you
Punkt, Punkt
should
machen.
recognize it.
Bekannt vorkommen? Was sollte uns bekannt vorkommen? Die Welt? Alles ist einfach verrückt. Ich verstehe nichts
That
mehr.
world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you. If you can't remember, please just try. Do your best to try and recall.
Better kick your brain in the ass, because it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die.
Yo.
I don't remember ain't a fucking excuse no more, because now it's time.
Aus dem ja, so ist es. Normal. Das ist normal.
For the final class trial.
Hä, ich dachte, wir sind beim... Hä? Ich dachte, wir sind die ganze Zeit beim Finale.
Remember or die. What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing.
What's the meaning of the footage we saw?
Okay. Lass mich in Ruhe. Okay, Entschuldigung. Achso. Ja, ich sollte vielleicht auch erstmal alles durchgucken, ne? Vielleicht muss ich ja wieder saugen.
Remember what the fuck
You want us to when it comes to that crazy, confusing, I don't understand a damn thing.
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything. This is the end for all of us. What other choice do we have?
Könnte denn niemand eine Idee haben?
Come on, bitches! Remember or die! What the fuck happened outside?
Hä, ist es echt das
You want us to
Familienfoto,
remember
weil
or whatever,
Kyoko
but
drauf ist?
when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you
Und wieder
showed us,
saugen.
I don't understand
Ja.
a damn thing.
Schon wieder 3 Jahre her,
What's
weißt
the
du.
meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical...
I mean,
Aber das Familienfoto
you're
ist doch
telling us
einfach
to
Kyoko.
remember,
Das macht doch
but
keinen Sinn.
what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything.
Nur gut. Oh, ich bin schon wieder. Wir werden sterben. Ja, dann sterben wir halt. Irgendwo ist dort ein Widerspruch. Ich sehe keinen Widerspruch. Das passt alles,
Come
was?
on, bitches! Remember
Dankeschön
or
für den
die!
Raid. Vielen, vielen Dank. Was habt ihr
What
Schönes
the
gemacht?
fuck
Wie war der
happened
Stream?
outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing.
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything. This is the end for all of us.
God of War begonnen.
choice do we have?
Würde ich auch gerne irgendwann mal reingucken. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet sehr viel Spaß. Ich weiß gerade wirklich nicht. Niemand.
Come on, bitches! Remember or die! What
Muss
the
ich jetzt
fuck
saugen?
happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but
Wir haben
when it
Umschwung.
comes to that
Da
crazy,
wissen wir doch gar
confusing
nichts
video
für.
you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing.
Turn to a dead channel,
What's
weißt
the meaning of the footage we saw?
Was ist das? Destroyed 500 white noise lines across all class tries. Ach so, ja, das ist klar.
Is this another one of your practical jokes?
Videomaterial.
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
Niemand.
This is the end for all of us.
Videomaterial, niemand. Ja, bla bla.
Come on, bitches!
Passt irgendwas zusammen.
You want us to when it comes to that crazy,
Verrückte
confusing video
Video.
you showed, I don't understand a
What's the meaning of the footage we saw?
Videomaterial,
Is this another one
I
of
niemand.
mean, you're telling. What am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything. This is the end
Hallo,
for all of
SDSE.
us. What other choice do we have?
Irgendjemand
bitches.
eine Idee? Das
Remember
muss doch
or
dann
die.
eigentlich...
What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing
Ja,
video
mach mal
you
weg da.
showed us,
Oh,
I don't understand a damn thing.
Gruppenfoto.
What's the meaning of the footage we saw?
Gruppenfoto
Is
hilft
this
mir
another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
nicht. Muss ich vielleicht...
Nobody.
This is the end for all of us. What
Muss
other
ich
choice?
vielleicht eins von den Videos
Come
einsaugen,
on, bitches. Remember what the fuck happened?
das einer
You
von
want us
dem
to
Video
remember
bekommen
when it
hat?
comes to that crazy, confusing video, I don't understand a damn thing.
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one
Ist
of your
das
practical...
vielleicht...
What am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything.
Shoot!
Also ich möchte jetzt nur sagen, also vielleicht werden wir genau gut perfekt
Come on, bitches. Remember or die.
fertig werden.
What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering? If nobody can remember anything, this is the end for all of us. What other choice do we have?
Oh mein Gott. Ich habe gerade mal geguckt. Oh mein Gott.
Come on, bitches! What the fuck happened?
You want us to... When it comes to that crazy... I don't understand. What's...
Hä? Ich finde einfach keine Antwort. Oh Gott, die Zeit ist abgelaufen. Die Zeit ist abgelaufen. Oh. Oh.
I refuse to give up yet.
Wie oft wir diese... Ich habe vergessen, dass es ein Zeitlimit gab. No time. No Zeit.
Come on, bitches! Remember or die! What the fuck happened?
You want us to... When it comes to that crazy... I don't understand.
What's the meaning of the footage? Is this another one of your practical...
I mean, you're telling... What am I supposed to be remembering? If nobody can remember anything.
No, that's wrong. Actually, she might remember.
Umschwung. Umschwung, Leute. Umschwung ist übrigens in der englischen Version, ich zitiere, Genocide Jack's Memory. Ja, dachte ich mir auch, klar.
Who might remember?
The other Toko. Genocide Jack.
Hey, ist doch fast gleich, oder?
Two of them share certain kinds of knowledge, but their memories aren't linked,
Voll
right?
geretteten Tag, ja. Gute Nacht schon mal, Bademöhre. Und ansonsten bis
If their
später.
memories are separate,
Ein schönes Wochenende. Mindestlohn gearbeitet.
then even if one personality is forgotten,
Oh Gott, ich muss
there's a
niesen.
chance the other may still have those memories.
What do you say, Toko?
Are you telling me to swap places with her?
Ja, gib mal.
No, absolutely not.
Gib, Jack.
That'd be like forfeiting my
Dankeschön.
entire identity.
Warum hat er mir so lange gebraucht? Ich
You're
weiß
the
ja auch
only
nicht.
one we can rely on
Dankeschön.
now.
Hab ich auch gemacht.
It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer.
Warum werde ich eigentlich nicht zu einem Serienkiller, wenn ich niese?
Boy, she just gave in like it was nothing.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately. Do you know anything about this video?
Huh? What video?
The video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Du bist froh darüber. Langweiler.
Oh, I'm the mastermind.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
That's enough! Just look at the stupid screen.
Das ist aber kein Umschwung. Das kann natürlich sein. So, jetzt haben wir sie auf jeden Fall alle.
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but... Of course it does!
Then you remember all the stuff it's
Nicht die
showing?
Zunge ist schön.
Of course I do!
So you didn't lose your memory after all.
Hat sie auch nie behauptet.
Then why didn't you say
Entschuldigung.
something earlier?
I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know?
Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
More importantly, if you really do remember, what is it?
Huh? What's the matter, Master? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
The tragedy?
Oh no! You seriously forgot? Maybe I can help you remember with a kiss.
Just answer the question. What happened out there?
Also ein Zungenkuss mit ihr, weiß ich nicht.
Only say if it happened or if it's
Stelle
still
ich mir sehr
happening.
schwierig platztechnisch vor.
But it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
Achso, ja klar. Was?
Why is that phrase coming up now?
Because it's all because of that event. What is? Are you serious? I'm talking about the way the world is now.
Is now?
The world's been destroyed, get it?
Destroyed?
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened
Ich
about
bewege
a
mich nicht
year
mehr.
ago. It was so big
Also das
and
da.
so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it. I guess you could say what happened was man-made. But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster. Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. And as a result, in basically no time flat, the world turned out the way it did, and that's that.
That's all there is to it? Come on! There wasn't a single concrete description in there!
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics.
Sollte wieder halten.
Miss Moreau saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
I couldn't live up to Master's expectations! To die!
Das sieht eben auch gleich im Blinddarm, ja.
Okay, okay, that's enough of your little lover's quarrel. Whatever happened, it doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right? The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome. In other words, the world has ended. That's the important thing.
Ich putz mal kurz
How
nebenbei
could the
meine
world
Nase,
just
ne?
end? It's the world!
Calm down. It's okay. There's no need to panic. Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway. So the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Oh, come on.
Das ist der
Now
Vorteil
you're
an
just being
Danganronpa, ihr braucht mich
ridiculous.
gar nicht.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous, I have another ridiculous story to tell you.
Toll!
It's the story of the Tagami Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
What? What did you say?
I'm glad to see you took the bait. You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Togami family?
Du, also, boah. Chat, könnt ihr mir helfen? Oh, ich weiß es nicht. 1, 2 oder 3. Beeilt euch, wir haben nicht so viel Zeit, ne? Wie war der Link nochmal, den zu meinem Ort wird, wo es über 1100 Videos von uns gibt? Wow. Abstimmung. Ich nehme die 2, glaube ich.
Correct. Well done, peasant.
But I didn't say anything yet.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it! Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out. So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer. Pretty innovative, don't you think?
But do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think there might be sick?
Anyway, like I
Du
was
bist auf jeden Fall
saying,
krank.
Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
I can confirm that his entire family has died. Even the distant relatives. The Tagami name has perished.
Passiert.
Stop with these idiotic jokes!
Stop! And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of divine punishment? You must learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
They couldn't possibly be gone. The Togami family is destined to guide the world.
Hell, there is no world anymore, remember?
Brillenschlampe?
A year ago.
Wie Brillenschlampe?
Hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
Huh? I don't make sense.
There's no way that happened a year ago. I mean, we only came to this school a few weeks ago.
Aber ich habe Gegenstände, die sonst keiner hat.
If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago, then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said,
Ja,
we
Rocky,
just
die
got
können das
here a
nicht
few
mehr.
weeks ago.
A
guck mal.
few weeks ago? Ooh,
Hier, guck mal.
I get it.
Hier
You're
ist da.
saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
Huh? 2 years ago?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
Sie hat gesoffen, June. 2 Jahre? Was?
What the hell
Gern,
is this
Rocky.
chick trying to say?
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God. So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
Come now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
How are we supposed to
Hab ich
answer?
von euch? Ihr habt es von mir.
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Trotzdem müssen wir antworten oder alles ist vergebens. Also wir wissen, welche Erinnerungen wir vergaßen. Vergaßen. Laut Junko kamen wir bereits seit 2 Jahren hier an. Aber wir erinnern uns nur noch an 2 Wochen hier. Schulleben, die Tragödie, das Mordspiel. Das Mordspiel. Ach, was hat sie gesprochen? Oh. Ich dachte, wir erinnern uns nur noch an 1. Oh ja, Entschuldigung. Ja, Entschuldigung. Ja. Ja, jetzt lass mich in Ruhe. Lass mich. Ja, lass mich. Ja, ja, Mann. Nein,
I got it!
Schulleben, oder nicht?
If we accept that what you say is true, then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope.
Das ist
Nope.
von
No,
Aaron
no,
von-
no. Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says.
Fragt mal, wer den Command gemacht hat.
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Seriously? This routine again?
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy.
Also Entschuldigung, aber der Streamlabs-Bot untersteht meinem Befehl. Kein anderer hat da Zugriff drauf. Also nein, ist meiner.
And that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
I don't remember the
Forgotten?
last 2 years of my life.
Oh, God bless.
That's not possible.
Ich will es auch nicht glauben. Aber das ist nur unser Wunsch. Wenn es die Wahrheit ist, müssen wir ihr ins Auge blicken. Chat. Chat, eine Frage, Chat.
2 years worth of memories.
Welches
I
davon?
could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years?
Also,
Hell no! That's impossible!
danke, Horst, fürs Subgift an Streamlabs.
I haven't
Dankeschön.
gone
Vielen,
to
vielen
any
Dank.
awesome
Dankeschön.
school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
This is all just
Notizheft
surreal.
oder Notizblock? Welches war nochmal
2 years
welches?
have passed? How freaking old am I?
Everyone's so conflicted.
Ich weiß wirklich nicht mehr. Ich weiß wirklich... Notizblock macht mehr Sinn in der Schule, ne?
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or heck, I've never even gone to a single class.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
Es war Block. Haha. Hä?
Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Es ging darum, dass er nie im Unterricht war, Dex.
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor. If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
What's is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt! But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing! No! No way!
Ich hab sogar deine Glaskugel, dein Glasball gefunden.
But somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it. But just like Hero, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
Ich hab noch eine Kugel. Ich hab noch eine Kugel. Muss sie mir einteilen.
Is the 2 years of missing memories?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery's solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here!
Last Wolfie standing, ja.
Shit, man! I've never been to a funeral! Hell yes!
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on?
Ach, nicht so viel, passt schon.
How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right? And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
Nein, ich hab noch eine Packung, aber ich mach die nicht heute auf.
The world came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all.
Also ich finde, eine Packung in der Woche
And
reicht.
once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game. Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
Bin ich die Einzige, die findet, dass sich das gerade zieht wie Kaugummi? So, wofür machen wir die Scheiße noch? Eigentlich wäre jetzt die Zeit, wo in 10 Minuten alles erklärt wird und dann kommen die Credits oder es passiert noch irgendwas, aber das ist...
What?
We are bored of this world. Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out. This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
What are you talking about?
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you.
Die Stimme macht sie besser, nee.
To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves! I'm sick of expositioning all this shit!
Expositioning gleich Mama spielen, okay.
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
Klassenzimmer. Wann unsere Erinnerungen abschneiden. Was? Was? Reden Sie darüber, wann wir unsere Erinnerungen anfangen zu verlieren? Mir kommt nur ein Moment ins Gedächtnis. Wenn ich genau danach nachdenke, kann es nur...
I got it! The moment I lost my memories. I can't think of any time other than that day. When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall.
Es sieht aus wie ein Cappuccino. ein sehr glänzender Cappuccino, aber es sieht aus wie ein Cappuccino. Will sie schon vor einer Stunde zu Schweigen bringen?
When I passed out,
Wir schaffen das.
I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Nicht mehr lange.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh? So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right?
Cappuccino würde es eher
And your
treffen.
sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on a desk.
Ein
I
Capo, aber
assumed
bitte ohne
not
Blau.
much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
Weil sie süß und gleichzeitig sexy ist, weißt du? Du kannst die Schlampe rauslassen, aber kannst gleichzeitig das kleine Mädchen rauslassen. Das mag man halt. Das ist eine gute Ausrede für beides, weißt du?
You got it, honey. 2 years of memories? Poof! Gone! Which means, of course...
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time. Unaware of this fact,
Ja,
you took
Anime.
the time to introduce yourselves to each other.
Also,
But
Also ihr kennt mich, ich liebe die Charaktere so Byakuya. Ich mag die Charaktere, die die meisten nicht mögen, okay? Also Junko, ich liebe den Charakter Junko, aber hier im Spiel kann die einfach nur die Fresse halten, danke. Hilft jetzt ein Pfeffi. Die Brillenschlampe raus. Brillenschlampe, die Übersetzer wirklich, die sind Freigeister. Die sind richtige Freigeister. Oder sie haben gesoffen.
But by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school. That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other. And it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated. What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
You're the one who set things up to be like this.
Don't drink and fly.
I love you all so much.
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly. It's only natural that I would fall in love.
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it. All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all mankind.
Die ultimative Verzweiflung. Die ganze Welt.
Let's go back in time 2 years, okay?
Och nö, jetzt müssen wir noch 2 Jahre
To when
durchsprechen.
everyone first came to this school. School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness.
Ja, wirklich. Wird langsam also hier mal ein bisschen, ne?
Boy, it was just the worst. Everyone was enjoying themselves so much. You were all having the time of your lives.
But that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year. Because after that, an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all
Wir
of
haben es
humanity.
verstanden. Wirklich, wir haben es verstanden.
The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
Ja,
The
sicher.
tragedy. All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception.
Aber
The tragedy
Junko
even
starb
made
doch
its
am
way
Anfang.
here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
Nein, Lurker. Du musst nochmal VODs gucken.
What? are you?
Nee, Dex, nochmal 20 Mal. Nee.
The most tragic
30
event in
Mal noch.
human history. And the ultimate despair that caused it. I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro. Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say it was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological
Da war
thing.
zu schnell, hä?
Despair is contagious, you know.
Ach so,
It's almost like a
ich
natural
bin da.
phenomenon.
Was los?
Everyone is capable
Ach so,
of
dann
it.
doch nicht.
And now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
I just don't understand why.
Wie, du verstehst immer noch nicht,
We
warum?
didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
Okay, so let's get back to the story. Hope's Peak had taken so much
Dachte ich mir locker
damage.
schon. Dachte ich mir
You
schon.
guys were the only survivors.
Du erklärt. Wir können ja
The
eigentlich
members
unseren
of the
Spielstand laden,
78
oder?
class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
Wir können doch...
And
Laden wir
then
nochmals, dann wissen wir alles
super neat
nochmal.
happened. Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once.
Versprochen? Versprochen, Junko? Du wirst es wirklich nur einmal sagen?
So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter. That's right. It was transformed into a shelter.
Sie hat jetzt schon gelogen. Jetzt, die hat es schon zum zweiten Mal gerade gesagt.
I said it twice.
Ja, sag ich doch, Mann. Oh.
Now, someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison. Do any of you know who that might have been?
Eine Verdachtsperson. Jemand, der Hope's Peak in ein Asyl umgewandelt hat, um uns beschützen zu können. Es kann nur die Überlebenden.
I got it! Could only have been the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. He wanted to turn the school into a
Genau so,
shelter to
Locker.
try and protect us. To protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place
Das
outside.
Spiel wurde aber schon wirklich für Leute mit Lernbehinderung gemacht, oder?
That's why he asked us to make that promise.
Da
To
kommt's
say
mal.
that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes.
Also ich meine, wenn wir mal darüber reden, so, dass man einen IQ hat, der unterdurchschnittlich ist, okay? Also selbst die Leute werden es wahrscheinlich beim 5. Mal erklären verstanden haben, richtig? Aber mir wird es, also gefühlt reden wir seit 2 Stunden die ganze Zeit immer und immer wieder im Kreis.
If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Yeah, the headmaster put that much faith in you.
Bird Stars war nicht so schlimm am Ende. Also, Bird
And
Stars war
because we
immer
had
so,
that same hope,
aber nicht so schlimm dafür. Ich würde lieber nochmal
That's
Bird
why
Stars
we all
spielen,
agreed
gerade als das da.
to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake.
Oh, das ist aber ein schönes Bild.
It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea. He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair.
So.
I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits.
Wenn wir das gewesen wären, hätten wir
Under
die
the
wieder
headmaster's
aufgekriegt.
direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work. And thus began the killing game.
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
Wir sind bald durch.
You only let us live so we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
Why? Why would you do
Wolf mit
that?
der Faust eingeschlagen, ja.
Because this was so much more than a simple high school death
Wie euch
match.
sagte, klar. Ja, wir hätten es doch eh schon
It was a
rausgefunden.
method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
What are you saying?
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left out there.
Vielleicht brauche ich doch erstmal eine längere Pause. Bis Danganronpa
So I thought
2.
I should show them, which is why I...
Was? Which is why I... Was?
Well, why don't you tell me?
Wieso hat sie nicht weitergeredet? Which is why I... Hä? Reicht ja eine Woche. Das haben die Drahtzieher getan, damit sie weltweit das Mordspiel zeigen konnten. Übertragung. Achso, das war... Ich habe gerade das als A gesehen. Sorry. Da kommt endlich das U. Sag mal, wie lange hast du mich jetzt warten lassen, U? Oh. Habe ich gerade 2 Ns gekloppt?
Now I understand.
Martha kommt ja bald, ja. Aber Martha ist doch dort.
You're talking about you hijacking the airwaves, aren't you?
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I'm talking about. To show the world the murders taking place at this school, which was meant to be a symbol of hope.
That was the whole point of the ultimate despair. When I said climax, that was what I was talking about. The world watched as you fell into despair and began to kill each other one after another. Despair is as contagious as any disease. Any hope left turns to despair.
Isn't the power of television just amazing? By the way, since we started broadcasting, a whole bunch of people have tried to come and rescue you.
Are you serious?
But utilizing the heavy weaponry I installed around the school grounds, I had no problem expelling them.
You expelled them?
I have to thank you all. They were a relentless bunch, refusing to give up on hope and trying to force their beliefs on the world. But in the end, I was able to give them the final despair. Death.
So you just used us? To bring despair to everyone in the outside world?
Ich kriege es im Anime gar nicht auf
Also
den...
gave you a second chance at life, right? So it's like give and take.
Ich fand es im Anime gar nicht so schlimm.
Give and take?
Also überhaupt nicht schlimm.
You're so full of shit!
And there's a reason I chose you guys to survive when all the other students were dropping like flies. I mean, we built up 2 years of memories together. You were all my
Bin aber
treasured
nur grad hier,
classmates.
euch schon mal eine gute Nacht und ein schönes Wochenende zu wünschen. Hoffe, der Sturm lässt euch schlafen und La sankt euch nicht fortwehen.
Gleichfalls, Clemmy, Dankeschön. Vielen, vielen Dank für die 200 Bits. Vielen, vielen Dank. Und Dankeschön für gute Nacht. Sturm.
Gute Nacht, Clem Lunali 1 Hi.
Gute Nacht, Clem. Dankeschön, Clemmy. Schönes Wochenende. Ein ruhiges Wochenende, hoffentlich. Und Dankeschön, Laka, für die 100 Bits. Vielen, vielen Dank. Dankeschön. Krass, ich lese nicht mehr mit John.
Ein schönes Wochenende und schlaf gut.
Sorry.
Genau.
Lunali 1
Danke
I
euch für
just
die
figured
200
you'd
Bits. Vielen, vielen Dank.
despair even
Dankeschön.
more when you found out a
Wir lassen
friend
das jetzt
had
weiterlaufen. Mir
betrayed
reicht's.
you.
And that's the truth. which is what you wanted,
Jede 5
right?
Sekunden, die wir Pause machen, sind viele 5
Does it
Sekunden.
make you feel utterly lost and hopeless? You solved the mystery, but despair at the truth, right?
Don't tell me. Did you seriously count on the possibility that we would solve your mystery?
And if we did, then what? Our final desire for creating this world of despair was so we could experience one last class trial. If you were bold enough to solve the mystery, only to discover that the truth was utterly hopeless, how would you react?
See? Discovering the truth doesn't necessarily lead to a sense of hope.
Truth can be full of despair, too. Like right fucking now.
Die Wahrheit voller Verzweiflung.
Not to mention, all those motives I talked about were totally meaningless. I mean, with the world having ended and all.
Meaningless? We've been murdering each other?
And think about it. You chose to lock yourselves up here, then started murdering each other to get out.
We weren't just random strangers either. We were classmates. We'd spent 2 years together.
No, even I can't laugh at that.
We get it. We get it, okay? You're totally awesome, right? We get it already. So help us. I'll do anything. Just help me.
A peasant begging for his life? Oh, how delightful! We've never witnessed such a travesty firsthand.
But I'm sorry to say, begging doesn't work on me. All I want is despair, and there's no reason for it. And since there's no reason, there's no argument against it. There's just no understanding it.
Eine komplett durchgeknallte Anbetung,
no
klar.
understanding. What better definition of ultimate despair could there be?
Wait, hold on. You've just been going on about whatever you feel like, but there's no real reason for us to believe anything you have to say.
Huh?
You say the world's fallen apart, but I haven't seen it for myself. So I don't acknowledge it. I don't accept it as the truth.
Until you see it with your own eyes. Truth and falsehood overlap one another. In other words, you're not unlike Schrodinger's cat right now. Is that what you're saying? If so, what then?
Are you saying you won't accept the truth until you can go outside and see for yourself? Well, you better not. You go out into that world and you're all goners for
Ernsthaft
sure.
jetzt? Ernsthaft jetzt?
Trust me, I'm not lying about any of this.
Well, even if it's all true, I refuse to give in.
Ernsthaft jetzt? Wir reden seit Stunden darüber. Ja, aber es gibt keinen Grund, warum wir dir glauben sollen.
Huh? Everyone I've killed? What are you talking about? You're the ones who killed them.
I didn't kill anyone.
Doch, deine Schwester.
Deine
Schwester. Du hast deine Schwester getötet.
And that's all it took for you to start killing each other.
That's why anyone was murdered here, peasant.
Say what you want about hope, but we're all creatures of instinct, right?
Kind of learning.
Despair comes naturally.
Hell yes! That's funny as shit!
No! This isn't just some game to us. It's murder! Plain and simple.
Es ist kein Spiel, es ist
You
Mord.
stole our memories. Invented reasons for us to do it. You pushed us all into a
Mindflüge
corner.
parallel.
It's
Wie
all
wär's
your
mit Arceus
fault.
nebenbei?
You certainly have a talent for passing the buck, don't you? That must be your hope, huh? But we don't have much time left to keep up this banter. We have to draw things to a close soon.
Was heißt tun? Ja, was meinst du?
Of course. You didn't forget about that little rule, did ya? Oh, and also, since this will be the last vote, I decided to change the rules.
What?
You guys so full of hope, and me so full of despair. I've decided to have you vote which one will be punished. If even one of you votes to punish hope, well then, I'll consider that a win for me and punish everyone on the side of hope.
Even if it's just one person?
Oh, but don't worry. I won't be voting, of course.
Even if you don't, you've still got the upper hand in all this!
It's okay. Nobody would actually vote to kill themselves, right?
Oh, let me just mention one more thing. When I win, to punish you
Bye,
guys,
train.
you'll have to stay here till you grow old and die. No fighting, no killing. That's your punishment.
You mean...
We'd have to just live here?
She's saying she'll let us live.
If you're not happy with that, then go ahead and punish me. And make your way to the outside world.
Enter a world fallen from grace, where only despair exists, where you'd likely be dead within a day.
What are you
Awesome,
saying?
so, ne?
So no matter what,
Sie hat
we'll
Brüste, wie
do.
gesagt.
Wait a sec! I just got hit with an inspiration bomb! Dying of old age is boring as shit, right? The audience at home isn't gonna dig that at all! So, here's what'll happen. One of you will get to experience an instant, super impressive punishment!
What? You can't just...
Do you mean to say you'll execute one of us?
And I get to decide who's gonna have to suck it down! Makoto, you're up!
Me?
Yeah, you've been acting up, causing all kinds of trouble. I hate you!
So let me make
Ich
this
dachte, sie liebt
clear.
alle.
Everyone has two choices in front of them. If a single person votes for Hope to be punished, then only Makoto will receive a harsh punishment, and the rest of you will live here in peace.
Na toll, Byakuya hasst
On the
mich.
other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
What I'm saying is, if you sacrifice Makoto, the rest of you will get to live out your lives.
Mich töten? Aber das...
What? Has your resolve softened? Have you lost confidence? Are you afraid of being punished? Don't you have faith in your friends?
No, that's not it.
It's okay. You're right to be afraid. It would seem all of those around you have realized the futility of going against me.
Guys?
It's so beautiful. Your lovely faces, eroded by despair, have come together as one.
Besides, Yoko, you could never betray your father, could you?
What?
I mean, the headmaster's only wish was that all of you would survive, right? That's why he tried to trap you all here after all. The least you can do is try to honor your dead father's wishes.
Nein, Dex. Nein, sie sagt, wenn du für die Hoffnung bist, dann willst du ja die Verzweiflung bestrafen, das heißt, sie stirbt. Wenn du für die Verzweiflung bist, dann stirbt Makoto. Also wenn du gegen die Hoffnung muss ich sterben.
Kyoko!
One person's despair is enough to seal your fate. Isn't that just the most hopeless outcome ever?
So, who do you think's gonna give in? Whose despair is gonna sign your death warrant?
Die Welt ist nicht ausgestorben.
Nobody's gonna give in to despair!
Da sind noch Menschen, sonst würden wir nicht ausstrahlen. Nein, muss ich nicht, Dex. Muss ich nicht.
So boring. Stubborn till the very end, huh? Well, that's fine. Then let's just hurry up and get it over with. It's time for the final vote. Everything will come to an end. Your stupid hope.
And your stupid life.
Für eine ist es etwas zu spät. Die finalen Wahlen? Noch nicht. Doch! Vorher muss ich allen zeigen, dass wir hierfür nicht gekämpft haben. Ich muss ihnen auf die Sprünge helfen. Nein! Sie dürfen nicht aufgeben. Verzweiflung war gestern. Ich werde eine neue Welt erschaffen. Eine Welt voller Hoffnung. Was? Nein!